Time to move on from the Tour de France to continue east to Chamonix, where we will spend several days exploring and relaxing before continuing to Switzerland. Well, 8.42 km. What I'm doing today is about 32k, and I'm going to be doing roughly the Chamonix, or however you pronounce it, the half marathon route, but instead of finishing at the top of the cable car, I'm going to carry on and run down the cable car area, but we'll see what goes, because I've still got another 20k to go. Made it to the first downhill section, 9.17 km. Proper downhill anyway. Had a couple smaller ones, but relatively steep, but very manageable running. This river is the Avion. It starts its journey from the mighty Mer de Glace, located just above Chamonix. Mer de Glace covers the northern slopes of Mont Blanc Massif. It is the longest glacier in France and the second largest in the French Alps. I think this is that little village. I'll have to figure out what it is, but that's the one that you cross the river and then you shoot up into the hills there. Come to that's either the start or the finish of the marathon. I'm 11 kilometres in. I'm heading up this way, probably to one of those places there. I'm getting there, but not running anymore. 12.4k in, and this bit's a bit flat, but it's a good time for me to have a break and take a video. On my run, I came across the Alpine Ibex. It's a species of wild goat that lives in the mountains in the European Alps. He's rubbing on the rocks. Looks pretty friendly. We have finished the downhill section, and now it's slightly uphill with some nice views to the left. Hot today. It's not too hot, but it's hot for me. Yeah, the helicopter in the background taking people up to see the glacier, and probably Mont Blanc in the background. Looking forward to some shade. I'm a cold person, don't like the heat, and it's only probably somewhere around 20 degrees. Still too hot for me. It's better some shade. Cool little boardwalk. Made it to a waterfall. It's raining yesterday, so might be a bit more water in it, but you can see there's a bridge across it. Looks like you can actually go up there.
There's water close by, I might even chuck some on my head. Chuck that cool down.
I came across this little critter who had decided to have a nap right in the middle of the trail. Didn't seem that concerned about anything. I had to climb around the rocks to leave him in peace. I looked him up back at the campground. It was either the critically endangered European mink, also known as the Russian mink and the Eurasian mink, or the more common American mink, introduced for fur farming in the 1930s. I sat down for a break, and not long after it came down the trail. It seemed quite slow. Whether it was sick or just tired, we'll never know. I read one of the main reasons the mink is critically endangered, the European mink. It's because of the American mink. The American mink is good at outcompeting, and it passes on its diseases, pretty much like what the grey squirrel has done to the red squirrel in the UK.
I've had to bail on my original plans. Didn't have enough food, so just feeling it about half an hour ago. So got up to a refugio, had my leftover food, the remaining food, and then backtracked for about 2 kilometers and heading straight back to the camp now. An interesting track, very steep and technical, rocks, slippery possibly. It's dry at the moment, but there's a chance that some of them are slippery. The quads are going to be sore in the morning, I reckon. It's a 5 kilometre like this. Well, maybe 3 or 4, and then the last kilometre should be on the road back to the camp. It's quite nice in here. It's been quite hot, but in here it's a bit cooler. It is getting late too. It's probably close to 6 o'clock. Yeah, so see how it goes. Oh, there we go. See that rock back there? Slippery. I've got my Essex trail running shoes on, but no shoes are any match for something like that. Carrying my poles as well. Don't know if the poles are any good in this situation. Making good time though. I mean, given that I've done, 4 hours of running / walking up the hills, and Can't even see what the time is. 20 kilometres, almost. I did say right at the start I was going to do a half marathon, so half marathon about 30k, so I'm going to fall short of that 30k by about 5, 6, 7 kilometres maybe. You'll see. It's a proper non-existent track now. The last part has been quite fast. It's been like this for a good K, which is a good finish before we get to the road.
That last club, I almost fell over twisting my ankle. It took me about a month for it to come right, but it was still definitely a good outing. 23.5 Ks and 1373 metres climb. The next day we went up the easy way using Lac Blanc cable car to check out the views higher up and complete the popular hiking loop up to Lac Blanc. The hike is about 3 hours with medium level difficulty. There are a couple areas where you walk over ice and snow, though when we were there it was in July, so it was pretty warm. There are a couple sections where you climb metal ladders. Definitely something to look forward to. The ankle was a bit swollen and sore from the day before, so I had my poles to try take some of the weight off.